And good morning, you beautiful people. It is time for another set of Sean's Picks of the Week. This week was Return to Shaintar Week. That's because I am working on translating Shaintar, a setting I've worked on since I was a kid, and published via a few iterations in more recent years, in the 2000s, basically. I took a break from it for a while, and I've kind of come back to it, and I'm actually currently translating it over to Prowlers and Paragons Ultimate Edition, and having a really good time doing it. However, I decided that while doing so, I would kind of go back to the really gorgeous, amazing books that we did for Shaintar, which, by the way, is now in the hands of my very dear friends over at Savage Mojo. We opened up with Shaintar Legends Arise. Now, this is a book, just look at that cover, right? You've got this Brainshe, there's an Avacar over there, Paladin of Light, Dragordian, they're all going to town against a Kalinor Empire warlord, with the power of flame. I mean, it is just very evocative and kind of a perfect cover. This is Shaintar. This is epic high fantasy. Basically, as my friend Basil Burgicus III said, it's Lord of the Rings meets Die Hard. So this was the book that was meant for Savage Worlds players, playing novice to veteran level play, introducing the world, and for both players and for GMs. So it had everything that you needed, monsters and all that, the magic and all that for that level of play. And that was, as I said, the first book I chose to focus on for the week. We move on to Shaintar Anthology that was created by Savage Mojo, Magic and Mysteries. Now, this one is actually a collection of a bunch of books that were released individually. All of these were part of the Kickstarter fulfillment for Shaintar way back when. And Magic and Mysteries looks into a whole bunch of stuff. It basically gets into the Black Lantern Society. It talks about the Red Store. Talks about mercenary organizations. But also gets deeply into the magic and cosmology of the world. Talking about how the Ascended were actually raised, how the paths got started. All of this kind of stuff. It's an anthology of a lot of really great and useful information for those delving into the world of Shaintar, who would really like to just grab a one book, has a bunch of stuff in it, product and go, let me find out a bunch of stuff in one thing. All right, moving on, we go to a book that we did not long ago, called A Hero Will Rise, Epic Fantasy, and this is a series that I was originally going to do some other genres for. Again, a bunch of other projects came along. My back surgery came along. There was a few other things happening. But A Hero Will Rise, Epic Fantasy, those set up for anyone playing fantasy of any kind. I mean, yes, a Savage Worlds focused project, but you could really reinterpret this for any fantasy setting. I will not lie, Shaintar was a hugely influential part of what I was thinking as I wrote this book, and this is a perfect companion piece for anyone who wants to play the Savage Worlds version of Shaintar. Moving on, we get to Shaintar Legends Unleashed. Now, one of the things I'm really happy about here is that we had the cover for Legends Arise, and it was very evocative. It was awesome, gorgeous. However, everybody on that cover was either obviously male or predictably, could have been interpreted as male. And so when I talked to the folks involved, including the incredible Amos artist for the cover of this book, I said, "Let's go all women. I want to really be I want to have show diversity, and I wanted an all woman cover for this one. So you've got a Corindian martial artist." A dwarven warrior with the crazy crossbow that the dwarves have going on, an orc female warrior who's just ready to go to town with that axe, and behind him, holding off this horrible creature of darkness, is a an Eldacar sorceress who's just unleashing everything she's got. And they're up against hordes of darkness. So Shaintar Legends Unleashed is the most important companion to Legends Arise because it deals with the heroic and legendary level of gameplay. It introduces all of the material you need for that, including a lot of really important world information that gets at the epic high-level story arc stuff. And then finally today, I picked Shaintar Thundering Skies. Now this is something that evolved from a meeting when Miles Kentier came to visit me while I was still living in Alabama, and the Silver Unicorn Pub was in a converted garage, and we were preparing for a huge convention event that we were both going to be guests at, and we wanted to do a big epic thing, and so we came up with this as a way to introduce Shaintar as part of the Suzerain Continuum. So Thundering Skies is a gateway project that brings Shaintar fully into the Suzerain Continuum. And you just have to kind of read it to really understand what I'm talking about. But it's an invasion from forces that just no one in Shaintar was ready to even deal with, including the typical bad guy forces. But it really delves deeply into all of that and introduces all new villains and a whole new concept with the concept of the Tempest. And the team that Miles got together for this thing is awesome. It is a full plot point campaign. Now, those who've known and followed my career for a while know plot point campaigns were never my thing. I just was no good at creating them. But he got a team together. They did a plot point campaign. This is it, Thundering Skies. So this was my final pick for Return to Shaintar Week. So there you go. A bunch of really great books. If you're a fantasy gaming fan at all of these books are going to be a lot of fun for you. They should be inspirational pieces of work. The art alone is worth grabbing these books for. That's it. There we go. Hope this was a good week of picks for you. It certainly was fun for me to kind of go back and look at my world of decades of involvement. I'm kind of excited about showing you guys what I have in mind for the future from my work, bringing Shaintar into the Prowls and Paragons rule set. But let me be very clear, they're still doing a lot of really amazing Savage Worlds related stuff with Shaintar and with the rest of the Suzerain Continuum over at Savage Mojo. So this is just another way we'd be talking about introducing people to the world. And we're all one big happy family working together on this kind of stuff. So check it out. And as always, game on and be good.